Hey everybody, happy Sunday. It's Sunday, July 5th for those watching later on Instagram TV. I've just finished watching a really exciting Formula One race today, and Dan and I are going to be going live talking about a few things today. First of all, a really interesting Fratello Watches article that just went up today on the Speedmaster versus the 321 Speedmaster versus the Daytona as a modern chronograph choice. We're going to be talking about a bit of a collection review from one of our viewers. Watch Medicine is his name on Instagram. Has a really interesting theme to his collection. And Dan's going to give us his impressions from the first week with his new 60th anniversary Speedmaster as well. And Dan's comprehensive review of the mullet I sent him in the mail. So let's get Dan joined in here. Hey.
Hello.
So, where should we start? Happy Sunday.
Where shall we begin? What are you wearing today?
My McLaren team shirt, because they did well. I was wearing this before they did well today, but I'm pretty happy with that.
I didn't realize you were a McLaren person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really like a single team supporter. I like McLaren and Ferrari, so.
Ferrari? Oh, no.
They've not done well today. Well,
good.
Well, they've done okay, but worse than expected, I think. So anyway, I've got the Top Gun on today.
Oh, nice. Really nice. I thought you'd have the Speedmaster on today.
For a race day?
Yeah.
This felt right. It kind of got that look. I just want to say hi to some people. I see
yeah, definitely.
G is on, Swiss Made Obsession. Watch Medicine, welcome, and thank you for joining so we can talk a little bit about your collection today. Unexpected recipient. My mom's on too, so hello, Mom.
Hello, Arthur's mum.
Keep it clean, Daniel. Keep it clean.
Yes, I'll be a good boy, don't worry. I'll be a good boy. I'm always a good boy anyway.
Debatable. I think I saw Karan join as well. Hello.
Cool. Mr. Critchco's in as well. Or Critchlow, is that how you say it? Dave's just joined as well. So, and Benjamin's just joined. Hello, Ben.
Fun race today, right? Got the Lando Norris McLaren got his first ever career podium. So it was an exciting day for
McLaren. Ever since McLaren took on the Honda engine, they've kind of, and this was a while ago, I know, because I've not caught up with Formula One for some time. But are they still not doing as well ever since then?
They bailed on the Honda engine because of those situations, and they're Renault powered right now. But actually, they've signed a deal to switch to Mercedes engines. I think next year, possibly year after. I don't remember actually. So
they were Mercedes quite some time ago, weren't they?
Yeah, right. It was like the McLaren Mercedes team. I think that was even, right before Mercedes re-entered as full, constructor team. Anyway, what are you wearing today?
60th Speedmaster. Yeah, amazing.
Wonderful.
I really, really love it. Quick impressions of it for the first week. In fact, I'll admit the first time I wore it was yesterday, really. So I've not really had much of an idea so far, but it's so comfortable. It wears just like the first Amiga in space, really. It's kind of got those dimensions. The unusual thing I feel on it is the bracelet, because it doesn't taper, yet it's quite a small watch. It feels like almost like the bracelet is a little bit too big for the watch, or too chunky. That's not a complaint at all. It doesn't bother me.
Something to get used to, I guess, right?
Yeah. I did look at the originals, CK2915, and I think the original bracelets do taper ever so slightly.
Really?
I mean, it's only a minor complaint, but it's not a complaint at all, because the bracelet's so well made. It's lovely. Also, because it's very reflective, it is hard to read the tachymetric scale. Not that I need that, you know, none of us need that really.
Oh, like when it's catching the light.
Yeah, and also round here on the bezel where it's so shiny, where the pushers reflect on the side, it looks like I've damaged it. Every now and again, I think, oh no, that looks like a dent, but it's not. It's just a reflection. So, but
that's cool.
No, it's amazing. Yeah. The vintage loom is amazing.
You know, one thing I've found is sometimes a heavier bracelet, or especially, I know that's got a pretty significant clasp with the adjustment in it. Sometimes I like that because it sort of offsets the weight of the head of the watch, and the whole thing feels like balanced on your wrist instead of like you've got a big mass hanging.
I would agree with that, definitely, because the bracelet on the Moonwatch, which is the Uncle Seiko, the bracelet's a lot lighter, but because of that and it tapers, it does sometimes feel a little bit like some sort of big weight. But it's a substantial bracelet, and it would be amazing if the regular Speedy came on a bracelet like that. Really, it's so nice.
That is good. I mean, it's nice that they sort of like up the game for that watch, right? I mean, they did something in special effort for that. So
Watch medicine. That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Knowledgeable. We've got a couple more people to say hello to. My friend Paul's joined. It looks like Fratello has joined, and RJ from Fratello. So we've got Ben from Fratello. So this is good.
So I feel like we're going to be critiqued here a little bit because I mentioned the. We'll get onto it, True. So I mentioned the article that they released this morning, which I read, and I actually thought was really good. It's a really good article.
Yeah.
I think they both had valid points, definitely. My personal opinion on it is the have you got it up there? That's it.
There we go. This is the topic here.
Yeah. So I messaged RJ about the article, and the Speedmaster is, that particular Speedmaster, the Ed White 321, is for the pure Speedmaster enthusiasts. And I know we've spoken about this before, haven't we, about the fact that how similar is that 321 movement going to be to the actual original 321 movement. And at the time, before we'd known more about it, we didn't know how if it was going to be updated with, you know, like a silicon hairspring or those metas or anything like that. Which as I understand, the only modification to that movement is a Sedna Gold. So I did do a little comparison. I looked at the Daytonas and the Speedmaster 321.
Yeah.
And the only thing RJ, I know what you said to me, and I can understand it's purely for the enthusiasts. And I suppose I need to get that in my head, but really the Daytona as a modern watch, it technically is better, isn't it? It is.
I'd say objectively, and I mean, I haven't held this particular Speedmaster, so I don't know exactly if it's better, you know, finished and made than a regular professional, or
so what I mean by that, Arthur, what I mean by that is actually looking at the movement. So the Daytona's £10,500, the Speedmaster's 11,300. The Daytona is a 4130 movement. It's a column wheel movement with a vertical clutch, whereas the 321 is a column wheel with a horizontal clutch, which I know looks prettier. It's nice to look at, but as I understand it, it's
less durable, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's technically not as good. The Daytona's got a 72-hour power reserve. The Speedmaster's 55. Also, the Daytona's got the paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring. So there is an anti-magnetic property there, isn't there?
Right.
Which I don't think there is in the 321. Obviously, they're COSC certified, but I couldn't find anywhere where the accuracy was mentioned in the 321.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
yeah,
Maybe
so
the
that's what I
fellow
mean
guys
by
know more about that. I don't know.
that's what I mean by really the Daytona as a modern watch is technically. I mean, I'm just forget about. Sorry.
You're doing it from the perspective of objective,
Yeah.
design, reliability, potentially quality, although it's hard to know.
Yeah.
With, again, having, RJ was saying that they have upped their game on this particular Speedmaster. So,
Yeah.
but I guess where I was going, one thing I really liked about this article is that is the comparison of the stories of the watches, because I feel like most people, if they were given this choice, which you are if you have that budget and you want a chronograph, probably would not make that decision based upon these purely objective technical factors. It's more about which story do you like better, which one does the aesthetic and sort of associations appeal to you more. Definitely, I think of the Speedmaster as having the stronger story and the stronger history. Whereas the Daytona in that same time period was not really the racing chronograph of choice. It was sort of an underdog for a long time.
Yeah.
It's become much more present in the, in the watch hobby in the modern day, to my understanding. So here's my take on it. I love the Speedy story better, but for my money, I would get the Speedy story and history and legend with the regular current day professional for a third of the price, and then take the rest of my money and try to go get the Daytona, because I do love the Daytona. I know a lot of people, think of it for, it's overhyped, and I don't think it's worth the secondary market prices that they're going for. But
of course
I do think it's a beautiful, well-made watch, and I love the design. So especially the white dial, black ceramic bezel modern one. I know you don't feel so strongly about it, but yeah.
I'm the same as you. I would agree with you. I would personally prefer to go for the regular 1861 moon watch. I think at the moment, for what they are retail, I think you're getting a hell of a watch. I really do, with the history and the 1861 movement to look at. Even I know that obviously you've got the non-sapphire sandwiches, which is what we've got. They're still amazing to look at if you could take the case back off. The Daytona, for me personally, it doesn't do it. It's never done it for me. It borders on that. It's more about, with the modern Rolexes, I think it's more about luxury over being a tall watch now, because I suppose that's kind of the way that this is gone, because really these things are so irrelevant.
Right.
As a tool, you might as well just use your iPhone, but that's a whole other discussion. Right. But I love I am the most massive Speedmaster fan. Massive.
We know this.
However, I'm not a big enough fan to buy the 321. Definitely.
Yeah, and I agree with you that actually in the modern day, my dog just came lying down under the desk. In the modern day, both of these are just luxury products, right? But the Daytona, especially the modern one, is built with that purpose and buyer in mind. And the 321 reissue is built to closely replicate the tool watch origins, but satisfy the, I would say, very focused enthusiast niche of the modern luxury watch industry.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the thing.
Also, I said that I didn't like the Daytona. I don't like the modern Daytona. The older Daytonas, some of them are just amazing to look at.
Like
but
263 and all that sort
of stuff. The prices are so ridiculous for what they are. They're just an old watch. They are just an old watch. But they are so expensive.
Dan, you're wearing a replica of just an old watch, so I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, but at least it's manufactured as new. The bracelets are better, aren't they? They are improved from what they are. I know you're buying into a story, aren't you? Like anything, you're buying into the history and the story, and the fact that there weren't many made and stuff. But it's like the the way I can describe it's exactly like buying an old Lamborghini Miura. They're beautiful to look at, absolutely amazing, but they are shit. They are crap. They're crap. But we don't buy these things because they're technically the best. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
But it's about the love and the passion, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think someone's just raised an interesting point. Watch Medicine actually in the comments here saying he'd rather have a vintage 321. And you can look at the prices. You can get a 321 Speedmaster for some of the models with it, for similar money. And would you rather have the original? And that sort of, I'm going to go into a comparison here of I saw RJ brought up the Porsche 911 and the modern 911. In a way, this 321 Speedmaster reissue is like a Singer 911, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, brilliant idea.
Yeah, and
comparison, sorry.
And so I would say it's like a Singer 911 designed for the enthusiasts of that specific product, whereas you've got the current Speedy Pro or one, 5 or 10 years used is like picking up, a 964 or a mid-80s G Series 911 and just saying, you know what, this is close enough to the thing I want. I don't need the ultimate version of it. I'm just it's got a little wear on it. Let's go, have fun.
Yeah. I think it boils down to my preference as well. I so desperately want to see a Speedmaster that looks vintage, but with a modern underpinnings, which is really what we've spoken about before, haven't we? Is what I absolutely love, because you've got something that looks vintage, but is actually practical for everyday use. Like I've told you before, and I've said to people on here before that when I've worn a watch on the aircraft, I've magnetized it, and it's been quite frustrating. If I could have a watch to have those properties, but still have those looks that I really crave.
Right. So
to me, that's like the perfect thing.
So I feel like this sort of thing does almost exist in the case.
Yeah.
RJ's dropped something interesting there.
I've just seen that. Yeah.
I'm a little afraid. I'm a little afraid for our wallets.
RJ, don't, because I'm already spent so much on watches. I can't buy any more. I don't know if
you can't blame me for this one, Dan. You can't blame me for this one. The only similar thing I know of for the Daytona is a guy I'm chat with on here sometimes. His Instagram handle is Bevels Intact. Has got artisans de Genève making like I think it's like a 6263 Daytona, sort of like modern recreation for him with a blue dial and blue bakelite bezel. And that is like the Singer 911 is to the 911, the modern 321 Speedy is to the original 321 Speedy. That is that for the vintage Daytona, I think, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the 321. I mean, I reckon it's going to look beautiful and be absolutely amazing. It would just, I think for that money, it's just not for me. I would, if the price was different, then maybe, but it's obviously that price for a reason. It must be, it's only made on a very small quantity, isn't it? I think they're doing like 1,000 a year. I mean, they're not limited, are they? They're just limited production.
Right, and they only have a certain few people working on it. They're trying to do it right. So I'm sure it will be hard to get, but I can't wait to see one just to look in the case back, especially.
Yeah. But going back to the article, I just thought it was really well written. It was really good. It was just a really interesting article. And anyone here who hasn't read it, go over and check it out. Really cool.
Right. Yeah. And Paul's just mentioned in the comments, he says it's impossible to separate the hype from the Daytona to look at it objectively, and that's probably true. I mean, and that makes for an interesting debate for sure.
Definitely.
Hey, it looks like it's probably Rick just joined. I think I'm just going to take a guess.
Yeah, we're not allowed to mention Panerai at all. Oh no, we've got to at some point. I've realised we've got to, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks, Ben,
Yeah.
and the guys at Fratello. That was a good read this morning and got
Yeah.
us chatting for sure. RJ's just dropped one fact there. 1,000 to 2,000 per year, and these watches are made by one person each, so entirely different from the industrialized and production process for regular Omegas and Rolexes. That does make it special for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing.
So our other main topic today was one of our friends and listeners and watchers on here, whatever you want to call it. His handle's Watch Medicine. After we did sort of the collection review and recommendation thing last week with my friend Asim's Watches, he wrote and said he's got a really interesting theme to his collection. We had a discussion about some of those themes in past weeks, and I think not a lot of people have like such a concrete theme as he does. His is variety of dial colors. So he sent me some pictures here to kind of like walk through what he's got today, or to date rather. It's a pretty significant, really cool pieces here. So I'll just sort of step you through. I like this shot because it's a blue dial Vacheron Overseas, a blue and black Batman GMTs. Even
I hadn't noticed that. I had not noticed.
Yeah,
pointed
and
that
then
out.
and then the outright black dial Pam 6. Oh shoot, I've forgotten the reference. The modern 42 millimeter submersible. This is the one you tried on, Dan, I think, the other week.
Yeah.
So he's got a really nice, solid blue-black sport watch with some dressy flexibility here. Then we've got a green dial submersible. He's got white covered with a Nautilus. Very, very cool, rather than going for the blue dial. He's got a gray dial covered with a Weiss watch company, small American brand.
I've never heard of those before.
Oh, it's actually it's the guy who runs it, Cameron Weiss. He co-hosted that Watch and Listen podcast with Matt Farah for a little while.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
a small LA based watchmaker. Yeah. He's got red covered with this beautiful deep red Reverso. Yes, the green submersible is awesome. And then he's got white.
RJ, don't get him started. Don't. He'll just go off on Panerai the whole time anyway.
And then he's got white sort of double covered with this Royal Oak offshore chronograph, which if I remember right, maybe called the Safari, but I don't know them that well. And then orange is covered with a Doxa sub 300T. So first of all, I just applaud the variety. This is his account here. Some really cool shots of some of the 4th of July themed dial colors there.
That's a cool shot.
And then he has a whole sort of sub collection of Snoopy themed watches. So these two together, of course, beautiful, as well as some fun Snoopy Timexes, like this guy. And this guy.
That's cool.
Yes, and I mean, and some other watches for good measure. But I think what we wanted to focus on, which I thought was really neat, was the color theme. I mean, that's commitment to a theme for sure.
Definitely.
So first of all, Dan, any thoughts on what you see in terms of the theme and variety?
Well, he's a brave man. I certainly wouldn't be that brave. I just think it's really cool. What I'd like to know is why has he decided to go that on his theme? Is there a reason? I assume he's in here at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, I saw him earlier. So
yeah,
feel free to speak up in the chat. Clearly, enjoys the sport watch theme. With some things on that borderline of sport and dress, right? I mean, especially the Reverso, the Overseas. Actually, these three together here are kind of like this wonderful, on that tipping point, right? You can dress them up quite easily, which is fun. And then some stuff really solidly in the sporty category, like the two submersibles. Which is
so that VC Overseas. That's the one you would like, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that, the blue dial 3-hander.
Yeah.
maybe one day.
And I've never seen a reverso with a red dial. Never.
I think I've seen one with maybe a burgundy sort of dial, but let's see.
Yeah.
She said, I limit to one watch per color to limit the number of watches I buy. That's okay. All right.
That's a good
That's
tactic.
one way to do it.
Yeah. That's a good tactic.
Yeah. Watching Listy says, apart from the Snoopy thing, I don't see the theme as such. Looks like a guy with super taste who's bought stuff he likes and now has plenty of colors. Yeah. Well, his commitment to the theme goes on, because part of what he posed as a question to me and Dan was, there's a couple of colors missing here, and what would be interesting. So thinking about that, I was running through the rainbow, right? Roy G. Biv. We've got the red JLC, the orange Doxa, the green Panerai, the blue Vacheron Overseas. Then you get to indigo and violet. And, I don't know if you can differentiate between those, honestly, from a watch dial perspective. But the ones he brought up to me were, he'd like to find something with a pink dial. Yeah. And something with a yellow or gold dial. And I went so far as to think about purple as well. I know it's really sort of pushing it. But I
think that purple, I think that Zenith, the new Zenith, is a good candidate for that, isn't it? The Ultraviolet.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. He lives in Miami, and colors are a way of life here. Any color can be worn here. Yeah, I do sort of associate that with Miami, sort of like the vibrancy of the, not only culturally, but literally in the colors of the place. So yeah, you mentioned the Ultraviolet. Zenith Defy 21 Ultraviolet, actually. I've got a picture of it here. So I know you didn't ask for purple, but I thought this could be cool just from a variety standpoint. So this is the Defy 21. I think this is a sandblasted titanium case with the dark coating. Because it's the Defy 21, it's one that does the 100th of a second chronograph. It has the second sort of power reserve and balance wheel with the 360,000 vibrations per hour. So if you wanted to go purple, you said Miami, the colors play. I think this is kind of a cool one from a technical perspective, maybe not to everybody's taste, but commitment to a color theme may be worth a look. It might not be your style, but I like your sense of variety. So maybe definitely one that came to mind for me too, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. RJ, thank you very much for joining. Catch you later. That's got two escapements, isn't it? Again, we spoke about it last time. Yeah, that's right. One for the actual watch and one for the chronograph.
That's right. And the chronograph has its own separate power reserve because it takes, I guess, so much torque or power to run that 360,000 VPH balance. So, see RJ. I don't know if Ben's leaving as well, but he's waving. And then the other one, just while I'm on purple, this is really not everyone's taste, but there is a frosted white gold AP Royal Oak chronograph with the purple dial.
Do you like that?
Not for me, no, not particularly, but just thinking about the color theme, that's the only other purple watch I could think of.
There was there's another, in fact, while I was just sat here, there is a FP Journe with a violet dial like that. I think I showed you. Yeah. I know, obviously, that's in a whole different realm and world, but it did look pretty cool. In fact, I'll message it to him after. I'll send him a picture of him because it's on Instagram, so I don't know if I could find it live. That's a cool watch.
I think the viewer count dropped by a few when I showed the purple AP.
That's your fault. You were to blame for that.
Yeah, I actually think that the Zenith is cool, and if you like it, it would be an interesting brand variety too, and a little technical
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah. Cool.
Uh,
Yeah, some cool picks there, definitely. What about the gold dials? Did you pick anything for gold?
I thought, so I was thinking about Miami, and I was thinking gold, and I thought, why not just go for like a gold day date? Commit to
Yeah.
the yellow and gold theme and just do it, or a little more conservatively, like a two-tone date just with it. I know that's not that creative, but something like the modern gold day date, or a classic date just. I did have
Yeah.
one total alternative though. I'm getting kind of funky. When you said yellow or gold, I thought the Seiko Pogue.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I actually picked that between yellow and gold as well, because that's a cool watch.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
is funky, and maybe not, doesn't necessarily fit into sort of like the level of refinement of some of the watches in the collection, but
Yeah,
could be cool.
I had a look. I picked these are quite nice. I think Jack, who's on at the moment, he's got one of these, which is a Baltic X, the Worn and Wound limited edition, which is it's more salmon, I would say, but I think that's quite cool.
Actually, I thought, because the other color he asked about was pink. I thought the salmon dial of any sort could be sort of an interesting in between. It almost gets you a gold and a pink in one shot. If you're interesting.
Yeah, there's got to be a Breitling in there, definitely, and I know that will keep Ben happy as well.
Oh, before I leave purple for just a second, Paul's mentioned Moser, and I can't believe I hadn't thought of this. Moser does some beautiful dials, and they do some pretty stunning purple metallic sort of fume stuff. This is from a Time and Tide article. I think it's one of the Endeavor models, if I have that right.
Yeah,
pretty wild.
Actually, Jack mentioned. I've just noticed in the comments he's mentioned a couple of times anOrdain. They do some awesome colours. I think there must be a choice in there that would fulfill one of these.
They do enamel, right? That's what the way they do their dial construction.
Yeah. I also picked an OP36 white grape dial.
Oh yeah, and of course there would be the grape dial if you want to go purple.
Which I love that, as you know.
Yeah.
But it's not all about me, I know, but yeah, I just think that's really nice. It's very classy.
On the salmon dial thing has never really been to my taste, but I started to look into it with this in mind, and found a really cool article from Monochrome Watches on a couple of sort of like the biggest sort of heavy hitters of somewhat dressy salmon dial watches. There's been a few, let's see, that stood out here. It was in this pretty cool roundup. This is a white gold AP with the salmon dial. What's the reference on this guy? Shoot, I don't know if they have the reference. Sorry about that. Langa's done some really beautiful salmon dials. I mean, this would be going off the deep end really on committing to a gold or pinkish coppery themed watch. This is let's see, which one is it? It's the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon. I mean, that's like
oh, that's mega.
Not just the deep end, that's like jumping into a black hole,
Yeah.
That's
selling all your pieces.
Yeah, right. Just consolidate to one. Groenfeld certainly,
exactly.
About the independents, have done some cool salmon dials. A Chapek, if I'm saying that right. And then I think someone's mentioned this, or a different Mont Blanc has done a few salmon dials that are. This is one of their really special ones with, I think, one of the Minerva movements or something. But they've done some that are a bit more affordable than that too.
Pilot Watch Doctor has asked if you could Google Sattery on your computer.
Let's give that a go.
Sattery.
Let's see. So that is an independent brand from France.
Okay.
I think I've heard the name, but I haven't
never heard of it.
Oh, I think he may be. No, I'm looking at some really deep, cool dial colors. Oh, you know what? These are the ones that. So there you go. That's a really cool copper dial, bluish purple. I think there was some controversy around Ming and whether some of their designs echo these and who's the original.
Oh, really?
You know, because it does have some similarities, especially in the dial itself, to the way Ming's been doing.
Yeah.
And it looks like Arrested Time may have some experience with this. He said great dials, but not the best finishing in his experience.
I've just realised something else as well. Arrested Time. There's a brand called HMT, an Indian brand, and he sent me some pictures of some really lots of different dial coloured HMTs.
Oh, cool.
I've only just remembered. I've got a terrible memory. So yeah, that's worth looking at.
Karan mentioned, that we can look at that in a minute. Actually, I'll Google it. Karan mentioned this Patek Neptune in a salmon dial, and actually it aligns exactly with what Ben's just said. Patek do nice copper dials, but sometimes this white date wheel does stick out a bit. The man himself has said, for salmon dials, personally, my grail is the Patek 5320G, but that's probably out of the price range. I totally understand. That's beautiful. Let's see. Okay, so
it almost looks like it's got a, I mean, I can't really see. I could be talking crap. I am most of the time, but that looks like it's got like a turnograph bezel on it. Style.
It does. Yeah, it's very grooved. I don't. There's no markings other than the grooves. I have a feeling it doesn't actually turn, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see these HMTs. That's cool. Oh,
HMT Pilot. HMT Pilot, you just said, yeah.
I mean, just on an initial Google search, we've got black, green, blue, white, gold. You could probably do a whole rainbow collection just on HMT. That's funny. Cool.
See you later, Jack. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining. So yeah, and then of course the one that I would go for pink, and it's not an extreme pink, is my very own SBGA 413, which we talked about a little bit. I mean, I think if you want to go for a truly pink, well, not truly, a pink dial that does not scream pink at all times, I think this is a good one, because in a lot of lights it almost just looks more like a mother of pearl color, or in bright light almost more of a silver white kind of color. So
yeah, I went for a more budget option for pink. I think you'll like this. It's got a nice name. It's called a Daisy Dixon.
What are you?
Check that out. And it's only £53. There you go. See?
I think I know why.
You got no taste out there, obviously.
He said, I think his comment of "love that" was probably to my Grand Seiko and not to yours, Dan. Purple may be the last of my colors in my collection, but the Zenith you guys mentioned should be a consideration because it's unique and a unique and different edition. Yeah, that was my thought. I mean, if it feels cool, it's just sort of out there and different.
I did also. I saw this. There's a girl on Instagram, Sam, and her watch box. She's got an undone with a pink dial.
Oh, because those are one of the undones you can customize, I think, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So there's lots of ways to get it. I guess it just depends upon how pink you want to go, right? I mean, you can go for the candy pink of Dan's like candy watches, or you can go for the subtlety of the cherry blossoms on the Grand Seiko.
I know what I'd be going for.
Yeah, yeah.
Not grandma's ceiling.
He said, I guess I'd have to buy red corduroy pants for that one. I'd have to live it down.
Yeah. Hello, Fahim. How are you, mate?
Yeah. So I guess if I had to pick one for each of those colors, maybe it's a little too cliche for Miami, but for the gold, I like the gold day date. For the pink, I like the subtlety of the Grand Seiko spring. And if you're into it, my pick would be the Zenith Ultraviolet for the purple.
Yeah. Did we do yellow? We haven't done yellow yet, have we?
Well, I kind of consolidated gold and yellow, so please go ahead.
Right, okay, right. I did yellow separately, so I really like the Doxa Sub 300T. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. He's already got the orange one though, so just keep that in mind.
Oh, of course he has. Yeah. So Daniel fails again. Okay then. Okay. All right. Then what about the Speedmaster Schumacher yellow?
Okay. That's
automatic.
Cool.
You're like that. Comes in a tire box. So you can tick the F1 theme off. Yeah.
Let's see. I have seen that once in person. It is very, very yellow. Very.
They do them in blue
yellow.
as well, don't they?
Yeah.
I think blue and red.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, he's mentioned the Bulgari 102912. Let me see that. I'm not familiar. Oh, is this one of the Octo Finissimos? It is. Oh man. Okay, that might win for gold for me. Just for its total uniqueness. I mean, look at that. It's the Octo Finissimo in like a frosty gold color. That is cool. Yes, do that one. Yep.
That is cool. Said no one ever.
Oh, I like it, man. I'm sorry the design did not exist prior to 1960, but there you
go. Yes, there is a Breitling Aerospace yellow dial. There we go.
The LCDs windows really pop out on the yellow. It's like,
yeah. Is it a carbon case or ceramic case on that one? I think it may be. Ben will know.
Ben, I agree with you. I like the, sorry. Okay. Ben, yeah. I was just agreeing with Ben. The satin finished Octo Finissimos are really cool. And cool. I hadn't seen that gold one, but I think it is in a satin finish, which is pretty neat. Let's go to anOrdain. Let me pull these up. Fahim's just mentioned them again. So they are enamel dials made in Scotland. And if you're really looking for color variety, that's one thing they just do so well. So they're about 1,200 pounds. They do a cream, post office red. Yeah, that means nothing to me as an American. I have no idea what that's about. Teal, sort of that'd be a good indigo choice if you want to differentiate indigo from blue. Some fumes in light blue, orange, green. The purple is cool with the sparkle to it. That's got a lot of character, and then sort of like more of some of the pastels down here, and then cool straps to match too, which is cool. Yeah.
TGB likes these, doesn't he?
Does it? Oh god. Yeah, he stole the footage of their enameling process, right, and said it was happening or something like that. Oh god. Yeah. We've got a couple other recommendations here. FP Journe does do nice yellowish dials. That's a good point. Again, it just depends upon how much you want to put into one color, right?
TGV and Dan, we're like twins. Bezzy mates for him. We're Bezzy mates. We're tight, mate. Definitely.
Yeah. We're having him on next week, aren't we?
Yeah. Could you Google that, Journe, the yellow one?
They do it on a couple watches. Any particular one? Let's see. Good Lord. Oh my God, the Centigraph. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the Journe like the sport model ones, but
Yeah.
to each their own. This is that is yellow.
I'm sorry, Fahim. That looks like a swatch. I've never seen a Journe. Never. I'd love to. One day, I'm sure Fahim will let me borrow his because he likes me so much.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's lovely. That is.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's what Fahim just mentioned.
Can you try and find the purple dial one?
Yeah. Let me give it. I need two hands.
No, I'm not going to get a whipping off Fahim. That's a bit too kinky, that arrested time.
Oh, there's some cool stuff.
I like the way you've just zoned out of that conversation. You're like,
I'm like, huh? So I'm not sure this is. I think the one you were mentioning was almost like a purpley mineral dial sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I found one with this interesting like purpley. This is one of the tourbillons. Interesting.
You know what? I really like that. I really like it.
But I gotta say, this pattern here, the Journe enthusiasts are probably gonna blast me in a minute here. This looks like the diamond plate metal pattern I see on the back of like truck toolboxes in the US.
Well, it's like that. That's the new Patek that's come out recently, the blue dialed one, and in the middle it's got that strange
like basket weave thing.
Yeah, to me that reminds me of the grip patterns you get on. I've seen it on cars. I've seen it on.
Yeah, similar. It's like that diamond. Well, I don't know. Diamond plate sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
So
matches my pants.
Now you've got diamond plate pants, apparently. But the guy, Watch Medicine himself, is mentioned here. The 116528 yellow gold Daytona with the black subdials.
Is that the one with the rubber strap?
No, I don't believe so. Here you go. I think I found the one. That is a baller watch. That is just straight up cool. I couldn't pull it off myself, but I like it. Of all the gold Daytonas, that's pretty striking.
I'm going to remain quiet on that.
We're thinking creatively, Dan. This is not.
Sorry.
It's not one watch for you, right?
Yes, no, it's not all about me. It's not all about me.
Actually, watching listies mentioned the Chopard Mille Miglios come in a couple different colors too. I think there may be a yellow for sure.
Yeah. I know someone that won one of those for nothing.
Really?
Yeah, they entered a Concours d'Elegance with it was a Spanish car. I can't say it now. Hasuano Spazer or something. It's got a strange name. And they won their class. They won one of those.
For a yellow dial, it's kind of cool. I can't pull off the color myself, but I think it's very sporty, right? I mean, that's what it's going for, and it's working.
So trust King Flum to lower the tone to the lowest possible tone ever. He's also. I'm surprised Rick hasn't mentioned Invicta.
Is there a way to boot someone out?
Go on then, Google yellow Invicta. There must be some horrendous ones. There's got to be some on a Cuban link chain or whatever Arrested Time likes.
Is he the one that recommended that?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he loves them. They're his favourite.
Oh, there's some great yellow Invictus. I just got to find the best one to show. Let me see. Oh.
Watch Medicine. I really apologise that we've gone off on a tangent and just gone a bit ridiculous. Oh my God!
It's to go with your yellow Hummer, right?
Yeah, that'd just go straight in the bin, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Look at it.
We have really devolved here, haven't we?
Yeah, just a bit. But I can't. I don't think Rick likes them, does he? It's Ricky.
Doesn't Ricky own a few? I think I've heard him admit to that. And
He
then
has
Adam
Captain America one, doesn't he?
Blasting him for it. Yeah.
Yeah, they would just go in the bin.
Yeah. So Watch Medicine just said the Breitling yellow Aerospace Dan showed. That was I agree that's one of the better yellow options. The Daytona, if you want to go gold, or the Bulgari for the sort of more avant-garde modern style. Yeah.
So the Bulgari, is that the one that's like super thin?
Yeah. So that
have you got
at the front of it, but yeah, they're like literally like this. I mean, it's amazing.
Have you got a picture of the movement? Because they've got see-through case back, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see one. They're not for me at all. However, like anything, I do appreciate it. Apart from the Invicta, that can fuck right off.
Oh, that's the minute repeater one. Hold on a second. Here you go. It's got a micro rotor to bring the thickness down.
That is amazing to look at.
Yeah, it's cool.
The
only thing about the Octo Finissimos is they do feel, I mean, because they're so thin, it makes the proportions feel a little weird. I've tried one on and it's decently large, you know, but it actually, to me, felt a little bigger than it was, I guess, just because of the proportion. Ben's trying to lure us into talking about a certain blue dialed watch that if I hear another, let's just move on.
Let's talk about it. Come on, Yes. So Arthur, tell us what you think.
It's fine. They did it. I like the original better. End of story.
But it's not the watch that you don't like, is it? It's the kind of hype and all the craziness that went on. Yeah. That's
right. And the markups. I mean, it's pretty. I still prefer the gilt tile Black Bay 58. It's cool they made it, especially for the people that don't like the gilt dials or want sort of the blue look. But the markups are already ridiculous. We don't actually know how scarce they're going to be over time. So yeah, I let's stop it there. I can see the face palms in the comments. That's the way I feel about it too.
But Arrested Time's going to agree with you because he's got the same watch, hasn't he? And also Swiss Made Obsession, if he's still in here, he's got one as well. I mean, hype aside, I do think it's a lovely looking watch, and I do like it's like a matte blue, isn't it?
Right.
It does look nice from what I've seen, and it's another option in a smaller case size, which is perfect for someone like me, and is obviously perfect for a lot of people because people seem to prefer that size.
Right.
Sorry, carry on.
Actually, Watch Medicine said Pelagos Light. You know what I actually wish it was instead is a smaller blue dial Pelagos. That's what I wish that watch was. With the square mark.
Pelagos is quite big, isn't it?
I think it's 42, but it's titanium, so it's light. Yeah. But it does wear pretty thick and pretty big. I mean, it works absolutely for its focused tool watch approach, you know.
I know Dave's got one, and I do. Again, I need to see one and try one on because they do look cool and they do appeal to me, especially that clasp as well with the expanding spring thing on the back. So, I mean, he likes them so much, he's got two of them.
Yeah, that's right. The LHD and the blue, I think, right? Yeah. That's awesome. Ben
you don't want to talk about the hype anymore.
No, I'm just. It's a lovely watch. I just don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't.
Boring.
Can someone else please release a new watch so that we have something else to talk about?
I don't think so because the hype exists because it's like a sister of Rolex, isn't it? You think that is the sole reason for the hype?
Yeah, it's a decent part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And because I still think it's a good value watch for the price.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the man himself here. He says,
Notice how I keep trying to draw you in.
I'm diversion tactics, Dan. I can't do it.
Just throw in a little whiff of Speedmaster, and I'll be gone back on Speedmaster again.
Well, we've only got 5 minutes left this hour, so I can't possibly mention Speedmaster. So he Watch Medicine says, again, this is why I have a color theme. I have the blue VC Overseas. Unless the Tudor blue watch blows me out of the water, and I would get rid of the VC to buy the Tudor. Yeah, I don't think you're going to beat that Vacheron for blue. I'm biased because that's the one I want to, but
yeah. But aren't we talking here a completely different kind of price point level of watches here, really, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. But I get in this situation that the color theme is making even more sense now when I think about it from that perspective. As he said, it makes you bound your focus a little bit, right? If you're trying to say and control yourself a little bit, it's like a one in, one out based upon color as your focus of variety, you know? So no, I get it. And I hope you found this discussion at least entertaining, maybe helpful. And I think the folks in the comments have had some fun and interesting suggestions that I didn't think of.
And Watch Medicine, we apologise if we've made it 10 times worse.
I think you're safe to stick with that for your blue dial, so I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. The Patek, let's talk about the Protect Nautilus, because I've never tried one. I've never even seen one. White dial, is the white dial not as favourable as the blue? Is it the blue dial one? Is the one that you seem to see most of the time?
That's the one that most people are going after, the 5711 with the blue dial. Yeah, I like the white because it's different. I mean, maybe it's the slight contrarian in me, but the contrast between the markers and the hands and the white dial is kind of neat. It makes it even a little bit sportier, maybe.
I was going to say that exactly. I think that looks sportier like that.
Yeah.
And I must say, I think I agree with you. I've not seen one in white before. I think it looks really nice.
The one that I've seen and tried on myself was at a Red Bar meet. It was rose gold with the more complicated Nautilus with the like sort of calendary function stuff. I'm not describing myself well. Let me find a picture. But it was on a leather strap, so I really would like to see the bracelet up close myself.
White dial was introduced in 2011, I believe. Again, it got discontinued this year. Also, I prefer the blue VC over the blue 5711 dial. That's just me. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree with you there. This is the one that I've seen. 5712 in rose gold with it was on a brown croc strap. So I mean, it feels very, very different. I prefer this. I like that a lot. So
it is cool, definitely. People are throwing up Protect references here, and I just haven't got a clue at all whatsoever.
I know the 5711 and the 5712.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we've got about a minute left. I guess we will end it before we get cut off and then restart to just do. We still need the mullet review, Dan. We're waiting for the mullet review.
We'll do the mullet review. Okay, yeah, cool.
All right, that's the teaser to get people to actually come back. Awesome.
Okay, see you in a moment.
Okay, I'm just going to save this to IGTV and then I'll restart it. Thanks.
No problems. See you in a minute.
See ya. Hey everybody, welcome to those coming back. We're back for a little Q&A and Dan's comprehensive review of how a mullet wig has changed his life. One man's story of the trials and tribulations of business in the front, party in the back. Let's hey G's back. Hello, appreciating time. M Baron 87. Hello, hello. Wrist bumper. Hey there. We're just gonna get Dan joined back in here. There he is. Da da. Go live with Dan. Freya. Hello.
I feel like though he pulls it off better than me. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that the product is not as advertised, is it?
No, it's
So
not, is it? I mean, it looks great there. I don't know. What do you think?
You honestly look more like a middle-aged woman, you know, with like a really voluminous haircut.
Yeah,
And
I've not
highlight.
I've not kept it very well, have I?
No, I think you might need a blow dryer and kind of like. Sorry, it just took me so much by surprise. Oh my god! I don't know if you heard my introduction, but I wanted to ask you what it's like been living for 1 week with business in the front and party in the back.
What's it like?
Yeah.
I've been missing out so much. I was actually going to take it to work last week and I forgot. I don't know how I forgot.
Oh no! I forgot. Look like an idiot.
If I wear it at work, then they won't be able to keep their hands off of me. So I'm a bit worried, to be honest with you. But when the Mustang's back on the road, it's definitely going to be warm.
Yeah. For those that weren't on last week, this was a gift I sent Dan to congratulate him on finishing the suspension upgrades to his Mustang, because I felt as an honorary American, he really needed to look the part as he got the Mustang back on the road. So,
do you know what? Actually, I think that's insta-blame. The mullet and an Invicta is a good match. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
There must be like a redneck edition Invicta. There's got to be.
Dan, I don't think they all are. I think a lot of them are.
I think they all are. Great answer.
Oh, so Watch Medicine says he needs a U.S. flag bandana and a bud in his hand. Dan does drink Coors Light. Point number one. And I am getting ready to send you a package of some things which will complete the picture. So.
Oh, great. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Looks like Gigi's just joined after a thoughtful and more serious watch chat this morning, and he's wondered what he's got himself into here.
Well, Gigi, I don't want you messaging me after this, all right? Asking me out on a date. I know I'm irresistible, but you know, I'm only for one.
Yeah, Freya's like, he's taken. What a catch!
Yeah. What a catch! Great. It's so hot though.
You can take it off if you need to. I mean.
Yeah, I better. That's better. Oh, there we go. Anyway, have we got any serious questions? It's enough of the tomfoolery.
Yeah, maybe. Very, very serious. Yeah, let's go anything. Off topic, whatever. I guess just while people are putting questions in the chat, this week, Stephanie's ordered quite a few new straps. She kind of went crazy on Barton bands, which I hadn't actually ordered from before. She got a really cool white silicone strap for her white dial Planet Ocean. I think it's going to be pretty neat. And then she liked that so much, she put in an order for a red, white, and blue NATO, which was great yesterday for 4th of July. I think she's posted a picture of that. As well as one of the sailcloth straps, which I got one of as well. I'm hoping to wear it on the Speedy. It looks pretty cool.
So on that photograph of Stephanie's with the red, white, and blue, the way that it's captured, the reflection on the numerals in the second hand, for a split second, I actually thought they were yellow. And I thought, she bought a new watch. Yeah,
Dan, I thought you were making a joke about the prior picture that the dog had peed on the watch or something.
No, I'd actually looked at the watch and thought, what? Hang on a minute, that's not a Planet Ocean.
I saw your comment and I thought it was an attempt at a joke.
No, it genuinely wasn't. It was a mistake. I thought she changed the watch, but then
no, I went back
stupidly,
and looked. It's
yeah,
those Planet Ocean hands are so reflective, right? I mean, they just pick up whatever color or lights around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
We were talking about your.
I
Oh,
heard.
you've got one of the Barton straps on.
Yeah.
So this
It's
is
like a light blue.
that looks.
That almost looks to me like a Tiffany blue.
It's more like blue and less like Tiffany teal kind of color. But
Yeah.
my dress.
Less robin's egg, more
Yeah.
blue. Yeah.
But these are really comfy. You don't get like sweaty under them. It's nice.
Are they
Yeah.
silicone or would you say silicone or rubber?
I don't know.
I think they're silicone.
Yeah.
Okay,
But Dan
that's allowed then.
Dan hates rubber straps.
Oh.
The only disadvantage of silicone straps is sometimes they pick up dust more. They're almost like a little
Sticky.
stickier or something.
Yeah.
I had a black Seiko one on my turtle, and it turned fuzzy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you could clean it, but it just like picked up lint from your clothes and stuff. But anyway.
Yeah. So I did want to pick up on what RJ said. So Speedmaster, updated Speedmaster.
3861, you think?
Yeah. I
That's
hope
most
so.
likely. Yeah.
Now, do you think they will change the case at all? Do you think they will still keep that the same crown guarded case as it is now, or?
I think so.
Yeah.
If they did make any change, I think they would still need to offer that case in something else. You know what I mean? The one thing I hope they do is I hope they simplify the bracelet and go back to remove the polished stripes. That's all I would like closer to the like 80s, early 90s ones, like our friend Max DC Watches has, you know, sort of just like a simpler matte look.
Yeah.
I don't know the bracelet reference, but yeah.
Yeah, which our Uncle Seiko does. He does the version of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, right. But I'm imagining that with, you know, the sort of like solid link Omega heft.
So Ben's here. Ben must know more. Ben, tell us more. Please, put us out of our misery.
What Speedmaster gossip have you got?
Yeah. Arrested Time, thanks for joining. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Let's see. Watch Medicine says, also to be serious, October 5th is probably going to be the biggest release with the Omega Snoopy release since its 50th anniversary. It could be a gold Snoopy for all I know. Oh.
Well, I've been promised one of those. I may have to relinquish my slot to someone I know. I wonder who that could possibly be.
If it's gold, it's a bit above my price range, even though that would be amazing. But if it's steel, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I do love the most recent Snoopy, especially. And I know Watch Medicine will be all over that with his Snoopy collection, too. I mean, I guess a question for him, are you hoping it's gold, or would you prefer another steel? Yeah. So, Koos has a good question here. Would you think it would be worth it to update your Speedy Pro? I guess let's make some assumptions. Say it's the 3861 movement and an all matte 3-link bracelet. What would you do? Would you be tempted or just sit where you are?
I would remortgage and go get one. I think I would. Yeah.
I would stick to my current one.
It's difficult. It's difficult because my current Speedmaster has got the story behind it for me, my personal story.
Right. And as much as I hate scratches and everything, I will now use the classic argument of those are my scratches, that's my watch. I bought that for a big promotion for me, and at the time, my first job supervising other people. So, for sentimental reasons, I would keep it, and the movement's just fine. And I'm not benefiting. I mean, I'm not having problems with magnetism that the 3861 would help me solve. So just practically speaking, I mean,
I must say as well, in fact, I mean, I've had my Speedmaster for a while. I've worn it a lot at work, and I haven't had a problem with magnetism with it. And it's been absolutely fine. And it's still running very well to this day. It's never been serviced.
right.
The 1861 is such a, you know, there's so many movements made. I think it's a hardy movement, isn't it? And I think that for many years to come, there will be parts available for them. You know, they're not going to break the bank, so to speak, maybe on servicing costs, because they're a, you know, mass-produced movement, really, and there's lots of them. It's a difficult question. I suppose it depends on what it looks like. I've got 4 Speedmasters. I can't have another one.
And I think your argument could be, you already have a Speedy Pro that's so close to, you know, the pure line of evolution, and you've already got two, the first Omega in space and the 60th anniversary are 2 like historic recreations, and the Mark 40 is like the cool, interesting variety, funky one. I'd say just stick with your stuff. I mean, you've already got one of the best varieties of Speedmasters out there. So
do you think, with that said, do you think Omega will completely phase out the 1861 altogether?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It depends upon how much they're changing this. You know, they could use it as an opportunity, and maybe this would be shooting themselves in the foot. If they go only 3861, they can use that as an opportunity to justify raising the price. But I don't know if they would raise the price and keep the other one, or just move the whole thing up market.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the demand is always going to be there. If it's like whatever the Speedy Pro model they're selling is going to always have that demand. So,
I do feel that there's the issue. I think RJ mentioned it in the article. Oh, sorry, or it might be Ben who's mentioned it in the article, or RJ. I read it somewhere that the Speedy as it is at the moment is. I mean, I know we're talking things that we don't really need, but in the world that we're in, it's quite cheap for the history that you're getting, and how well built the bracelet is. And you know, like I said, I've had mine for 10 years. I've never had a problem with it. It still keeps great time. I use it often. I use it at work. It doesn't get an easy life. So do you think Omega are starting to think what you just said there, it's worth changing it, so it's another excuse to bring the price up as well?
They might be. I wouldn't put it past them, but I can't read their mind. I don't know. Ben might have even better insight into what's going on there with the industry, or Karan. I'd be interested for your thoughts as well.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. But Ben knows. He knows.
We're looking
He's
at
not telling us. Yeah.
Give it up. We got an interesting. Not so much a question here, but watching Listy saying a tip: spend £8 on Amazon and get yourself a UV torch. Blows your mind looking at Lume. Yes, I recommend this. I have one right here.
I haven't got one, so I will order one.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Here, my IWC doesn't have a lot of Lume, but let me see if I can chart. I mean, for one, okay, you can already see like how it lights things up. And then it looms like on fire afterwards. I mean, this is not
like instantly charges it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's as though you've been out in the sun.
Yeah.
The IWC is not the best example of this because the lume's not as good. But if you do this to like the Panerai or the Black Bay 58, let me grab one. Hold on, I'll show you.
So yeah, Instablane. It would be shocking if prices weren't going up, and up on Speedy.
Here you go. Check this out.
Yeah, I'm watching. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Panerai lume's already really, really good. I mean, especially if I shade it a little.
So is that Super Luminova, their own version of, what is that?
Yeah, I think it's Super Luminova these days.
Yeah.
Fun Panerai fact. Luminor was the name of the loom, and Radiomir was the name of the radium-based loom that came before that. Now they name the watches that, but yeah.
Watch Medicine has just said, Dan, this is what Panerai does. Yeah.
Here, now I'm on a UV kick, so let me just show you this.
Okay.
This is my watch box. Obviously no loom down here on the Grand Seiko, but...
There's no loom on that at all whatsoever?
No.
All right, okay.
There you go.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Panerai, Autodromo, Tag, Aqua Racer, Speedy. Black Bay 58's got great loom. Nomos Club Campus. Yeah.
It makes sense the diving watches have the best loom, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, they've done it properly. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm getting a thank you for my Panerai facts. Dan, see, people love it.
Oh, I'm going to try that duet at some point.
Yep. I think the loom battle winner is probably between the Panerai and the Planet Ocean, but the Panerai's got more of it, so it kind of, gets exciting. Yeah. Cool. We had another question. In the chat. It said, "What's your opinion on the Aventi watch?" I don't know what that is.
I don't.
I'm looking now.
He has a Grand Seiko. He has a Grand Seiko watch. Well, you know that. You've just bloody seen it. But isn't there? There's some Seikos that have got really bright loom, isn't there? I know Ricky's got one.
Yeah. I had a Seiko SRP 777, the turtle. The loom's great. Right. I didn't bond with the case shape on the turtle. The cushion, the sort of cushiony 70s case is not my favorite thing. So right now my only Seiko is the Grand Seiko SBGA 413, the spring. I have been quite tempted by the new, oh geez, I'm no good with these reference numbers, the SPB, the new like 40 millimeter diver they've done. I think those are cool. So I looked up this Aventi watch. It looks like an affordable tourbillon in like a clear sapphire case. Some of them are in sapphire case. Kind of wild, funky. I don't know enough. I have to read to make any sort of judgment or something. This is Dan, this watch is exactly your style. You're gonna love it. You're gonna order it right away. I know.
Oh no. Oh dear.
I'll have to read before I pass any sort of judgment. Aesthetically, it seems technically interesting. Aesthetically, it's not particularly my style either, but there you go.
No.
So on the loom topic, Watch Medicine said, of note, VC and Patek have a subtle blue loom, not the best, but yeah, I do like blue loom. And actually, it's one of my favorite things on the Planet Ocean is the hour hand and minute hand have different color loom.
All right, okay.
I think it's, and the minute hand matches the loom pip loom. So it's like color coded. Like if you're diving, you care about the minute hand and the loom pip for timing or whatever. Yeah.
So I've just noticed another question, which this is a good question. Square watches. Watch Medicine. What square watch would you guys wear? I'll let you go first.
For me, the one that I've never pulled the trigger on, but it's always sort of out there as, oh, I'd really like to have one day, it would be the Reverso. I think either the classic Arabic numeral, 3-hand or no date Reverso in the large size, or possibly one of the duos with the moon phase and the two different time zones on the two sides, getting into the more complicated stuff. But
is that the one is a duo, the one that Stephanie likes, where it's like dressier one side and sportier the other?
Yeah. And on the ladies, it's called the Duetto, and because it's smaller, I think they can only display the same time. But I think that on some of the larger men's ones, you can independently set them, but I'm not entirely confident in that. So
that's actually really cool, though, isn't it? That you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool.
How about how about you? What do you think for square?
I really, really like this watch, and this is not me. And you know what I'm going to say because I've spoken to you about this before. I've never seen one. Wristwatch Advisor did a 3-part series on YouTube about how they make these, and I just thought it was really nice. I just think the watch is really nice. It's a Hermes Carry H. I just really like it.
Yeah, I find it really interesting that you have a fascination with that watch because I could never have predicted that.
I don't know what it is about it. I just really like that watch. And the 38 mil, but obviously with it being square, they wear bigger, don't they? They feel like they wear bigger.
Right. It's very hard to know from dimensions how a square watch is going to wear, at least for me. I just don't know, like, looking at it, what that's going to feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, but I when you go on and you look on like Chrono 24, there's just hardly any for sale. There doesn't appear to be any for sale anywhere else. They're just not very common.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would like to see one. So Dave just said the Bell & Ross 0392 HUD.
I've got it here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry, Dave. That's not for me.
I thought you might go for it. I was with him. I thought maybe this is the one black watch Dan would do. One cool thing about it is I think the like squared corner things are on the crystal instead of on the dial, so you get a bit of depth. But yeah,
there's too much. It's a little bit too gimmicky for me. That I don't know. It's just not for me.
To me, the more tasteful execution of that is this. You know, but that's obviously I would think that. Ben's mentioned some cool other square watches. Of course, the iconic Cartiers, the Tank, and I like the Santos a lot. And then watching listings also mentioned Nomos. Yeah, the Tetra is a cool watch.
So Stephanie has a square Nomos, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got the Tetra Clean, which is like a sort of minty green dial, and it's got a little power reserve complication. Yeah, there's something of, okay, so it's a little preview. Dan and I are trying to get our wives to come on here and do a discussion about women's watches, and maybe next week, we'll see. I think there's a question I have for them is there seems to be some fascination or connection between women liking rectangular or square watches. Maybe it's the Tank that started it all, but Stephanie has a Tank Francaise, a Santos, a Nomos Tetra. I think there may even be more, but a question. I don't know the answer. But
that's a great question. I've never thought about it that way, and now you say that, that's right. Yeah, definitely.
So should we plan on next week? I just want to let people. Do you think we can get it done by then? Okay.
Yeah.
So especially for all the folks watching who have significant others that are, they're women that may be interested in that, it would be fun to have everybody join that way. We were thinking about having our wives on, talking sort of 4 of us all on one live, which may be a little hard to manage, but we'll get it done. And then, going from there, just figuring out a way to have some fun discussions about that. So
definitely, yeah. In fact, I'm really looking forward to doing that. I think it would be really fun.
I think so too. See, here you go. Maya Patel says 100% square watches. This is what we need to have a discussion about.
Definitely. So while you're here now, why is a square watch? Why does that do it for you?
And if I think you just joined, but if you didn't hear the bit prior, I was saying my wife particularly seems to like square watches. I've noticed other women expressing, an interest particularly in square watches, and we were just interested in some of why that is. Gigi said do a Zoom. Well, so I think what we're going to do is start with, at least we're going to have our wives on here and do an IG live like this. And we wanted to,
Dave, that's brilliant. I love that. That's brilliant.
Digging your own grave on here, man. What we wanted to do is ask people what their level of interest would be of doing something outside of IG Live, like a Zoom. Would it be cool or useful? I mean, we'd have more interaction potentially, but I know it's a whole other step for people to leave Instagram Live and, you know, enter in the information for a meeting. So we were pondering it, but we would want to make sure it's something that people actually want to do. So let us know your thoughts in the comments or messages after, and we may even do a poll. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ben says it makes their wrists look thinner. That's traditionally why. Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
I suppose as well with square watches, they were always generally very, very small, weren't they? You never had.
They started that way, right?
Yeah, I wonder if the smallest tank, which is what Freya's got, the Solo, I wonder when that first came out if it was that same size or it was even smaller.
I wouldn't be surprised if they started very small and over time with friends. I mean, I'm speculating, but
yeah,
Maya Patel did say she thinks it started with the tank, so that is interesting. Yeah,
and also arguably the very first sports watch.
Right. Yep.
Which I think is really cool. Whereas now you'd look at that and you just would not peg that as a sports watch, would you?
No. I mean, it's funny how things have changed, right?
Yeah.
And the Reverso too. I mean, it was, Rick may disagree. I think he's been talking about that on the podcast recently. He doesn't buy into the polo story fully, but you know, that's the told story is that the Reverso was designed to protect the watch when playing polo. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And similarly, the Cartier Santos was the first pilot's watch, right? You don't think that looking at it either.
No, you don't, do you? But you know, it's well before any sort of chronograph or anything like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, cool. Have we got any more questions?
Not in the question feature, but I can take a little bit of time if anybody's got anything else.
Yeah.
We are interested in your thoughts on the Zoom thing. We could do it, but don't want to make it more complicated for people. And, you know, this is working and we're having fun. So just let us know.
Definitely. And, you know, it's like the whole complication of downloading it. Some people just might not fancy it or whatever. It would be good because it's a clearer stream, isn't it? This is sometimes a little bit, it's not clear.
Right.
So,
or we've noticed this can be laggy sometimes, right? It's a little to have a conversation on there, but
then it's easy, isn't it, just to literally click on and go straight on to here. So
true.
Mr. Milgaus has joined. I've not seen him in a very long time. I hope you're well.
Yeah. Hello. We've got some good thoughts coming in here. Could be chaos, yes. Depending upon how you manage it, right? Not a free-for-all, right? That's the key, I think. IG is easier. Maya, thanks for the thoughts there. I don't know if Mr. Milgaus is just talking about how good we look. That's what I'm going to assume.
I'm going to go with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Milgaus. We love you too.
Yeah, that's the thing. And Instablane, fine with Zoom. Instagram's nice because I can just get the alert and join. Yeah, it's just like a one-step click, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could do something extra supplemental and just for people that have regularly participated and want to. I mean, we'll think about it. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mr. Milgaus, you have missed out. You have missed out, I tell you. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. There you go. That's better. There we go. See, now you can't resist me now, can you?
And Ben's just said he's leaving.
Yeah, he's off.
See you, Ben.
Let's take that off. It's too hot.
Man, this is a good one. I enjoyed
this.
Yeah,
definitely.
As always.
Oh yeah, he's definitely excited.
All right. On this note, as the
Yeah.
grades, shall we call it?
Yeah, I think we've had a good one. Thanks again for everyone that stayed, everyone that's interacted. It's been really great.
Yeah.
I genuinely really look forward to these. So
Yeah.
thank you, everyone.
Yeah, this is fun. We'll see you next week, and hopefully there'll be 4 of us on here.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Cool.
We'll
Catch
talk
you
to you
later.
soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.